Hello students, today we are going to start the third chapter of biology class 6th, that is the cell. In the first unit we have cell and its parts. So all the living organisms are made by tiny living parts or compartments which are known as cells. There are some organisms which are unicellular, some are multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms like amoeba have single cell, have only one cell, whereas plants, animals have billions of cells. They are called multicellular organisms. So the multicellular organisms are of many different types, and each type specially adapted for performing a particular job. There are group of cells of the same type which make up different tissues like muscle tissue and so on. Whereas there are different types of tissues which together form an organ, for example, stomach, intestine, liver, etc. So, a number of organs together form a system, just like digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, etc. So, a cell is the basic unit of living things or life. Unicellular organisms are made up of only one single cell. Therefore, they are called unicellular organisms. And unicellular organisms can often be observed only with the help of microscope. So, therefore, these organisms are also called microscopic organisms, which are very small, which are too small, and which cannot be seen through our naked eyes. Examples of unicellular animal is amoeba, paramecium, etc. Unicellular plant that are chlamydomonas and bacteria. Now, the discovery of cell. The cell was discovered by Robert Hooke with his microscope. So, Robert Hooke is an English scientist who observed the slice of cork with his crude microscope. He found that the cork was made up of box-like compartments which formed a honeycomb structure, and these compartments he named it as cells. Here are some of the investigations. Now we move forward to the part of cell. So all the life functions takes place in the cell, and the cell is made up of certain parts. In plants and animal cells, they are not exactly same. Okay. So basically, plants and animal cells have three cell parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Each cell consists of a mass of living matter called protoplasm. Okay. The cytoplasm surrounded by the cell membrane and enclosing the nucleus together constitute the protoplasm. Proto means first, plasm means form. So the protoplasm, in other words, includes the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. We move forward to cell membrane. Cell membrane is also known as plasma membrane. It is a very thin skin covering. It has tiny holes. There are tiny holes in the cell membrane, and the cell membrane performs following functions. It protects the cell, it provides shape to the cell, and it allows materials to enter and leave the cell through the tiny openings. Now, what is a cell wall? Cell wall is an extra covering that surrounds the cell membrane of a plant cell. So cell wall are present in the plant cells only. It is made up of stiff, non-living material called cellulose, and cell wall lack in animal cells. Therefore, cell walls are only present in plant cells. Function of a cell wall: it provides rigidity to the cell, it provides protection to the cell. What is rigidity? Stiffness. Okay, and it protects the cell. Cytoplasm: it is a jelly-like substance which occupies the inside, most of the inside part of the cell. It occupies the space between cell membrane and the nucleus. And the life functions takes place in the cytoplasm only. And there are small tiny structures which is contained in the cytoplasm, which are called organelles, which perform the various life functions. Now, what is the nucleus? Nucleus is present inside the cell, surrounded by the cytoplasm. Nucleus is the boss of the cell, just like our school principal. The school principal controls everything in the school, whatever is being carried out in the school. So in the same way, nucleus controls everything that happens in the cell. The cell has only one nucleus, and the cells like muscle cells have more than one nucleus. Some cells, basically most of the cells, have only one nucleus, but some of these have more than one. Now this nucleus is a spherical body which consists of 4 parts. Nucleus has 4 parts: the nuclear membrane, nuclear sap, that is nucleoplasm, nucleolus, that is nucleoli in plural, and chromatin. Okay, the chromatin network. So we will read about what is nuclear membrane and other 3 parts of a nucleus. So the nuclear membrane is the outermost covering layer of the nucleus. Okay, and it separates the cytoplasm from nucleus. Nucleus membrane, just like we have cell membranes, has tiny holes which allows the exchange of substances between the nucleus and the cytoplasm. And the jelly-like fluid inside the nucleus is called the nucleoplasm. Chromatin and nuclei are present in the nucleoplasm. The network or thread-like structure called the chromatin network is present in the nucleoplasm. At the time of cell division, the chromatin network gives rise to a small structure called chromosomes. These play the important role in the inheritance of characters from one generation to another. That is, from the parents to children. Now, what is the function? Transmission of characters from one generation to another, and controls all the life functions taking place inside the cell. Organelles. A number of organelles occur in the cytoplasm, given here, A to D. These are mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, and Golgi complex. Whereas we have more like lysosomes, centrosome, ribosomes, and vacuoles. Vacuoles they carry out various functions inside the cell. Okay, there are generally chemicals produced which are accumulated within the cell. They are stored inside clear areas or spaces present in the cytoplasm, and these clear spaces, which are surrounded by a membrane, are called vacuoles. Vacuoles are generally absent from animal cells, and they are present. If they are present, they are smaller in sizes and lesser in number. And in the case of plant cells, vacuoles are large in size and more in number. In amoeba, the vacuoles contain food particles and are called food vacuoles. Now here is the structure. Here are some of the structures of cell organelles, which are given here: mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, Golgi complex, lysosomes, centrosomes, ribosomes, and the structure is given here. It has been mentioned in this box. Now the next box has functions of cell organelles. So what are the functions of mitochondria is given in front of it, and so on. All the functions of all these organelles have been mentioned in this box. Now some of the features which are shared between plants and animal cells: plasma membrane is present in both, nucleus is present in both plant and animal cells, mitochondria is also present in both animal and plant cells. Mitochondria is known as the kitchen of the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, and ribosomes are present in both. Now there are some of the differences as well. Here is the box given for differences. Moving forward to the next unit, that is diversity in cells and cell division. So diversity means there are different features and different kinds of, they are divided, the cells, there are many kinds of cells, there are different kinds of features in different kinds of cells. So all the cells are not identical. Okay, there may be difference in size, shape, contents of individual cells, and there are so many other variations in the functions and the performance of a cell. In the unicellular organisms, all the functions of the body like nutrition, respiration, excretion, growth, reproduction are carried in the single cell. Whereas in the multicellular organisms, these tasks are functions are divided among groups of cells. All the cells do not do all the jobs. There are division of labor. There is this division of labor. Everyone is allotted their part of job. The group of cells show variability in the shape, size, and other features depending on the function being performed by them. Cell number. Unicellular organisms are formed of single cell. Multicellular organisms are formed of many cells, which in turn may be of many types. Even in multicellular organisms, the number of cells may vary a lot. There may be few, there may be 100, there may be several million. Now the cell size. Some plants and animals are visible to our naked eyes, whereas some have to be seen through the microscope. In some plants like algae, they are very big cells. Okay. In our body, nerve cells are the largest. They can be seen through our naked eyes, whereas blood cells are smallest. They are between 20 to 30 microns in length. So some can be seen through our naked eyes, some have to be seen through microscope. Now the cell shape. Cells are of diverse shapes. In amoeba and the white blood cells, they continue to change their shapes. They are irregular in shape, whereas some maintain a constant shape throughout their existence. Their shape is mainly related to its function. Nerve cell clearly exhibits this relationship. They have a long thread-like projections, as it has to convey message to different parts of the body. Now, what is cell division? An important characteristic of living beings is the capacity to reproduce. We all human beings and all the living beings reproduce. So what exactly happens? That cells also do that. Cells arise only from the other cells by a process of cell division. So most cells are capable of growing and splitting into two similar cells. The cells so produced are called daughter cells, as shown in this diagram, and these are identical to the mother cell. During the formation of the daughter cell, the nucleus of the mother cell divides into two so that each daughter cell gets one nucleus each. This is followed by division of cytoplasm. So during the division, firstly the nucleus divides into two, then the cytoplasm. Now finally the daughter cells are formed. This mode of division is well exhibited by amoeba, a unicellular organisms. In multicellular organisms, however, besides the cell division for reproduction, the body cells have to multiply for growth of the organism itself. How does a small seedling grow into a big tree, or a young infant grow into an adult? This growth is brought about by an increase in the number of cells by cell division. The cells so produced in due course of time undergo a change in size and shape. The whole organism thus shows overall growth. While plants grow throughout their life, animals grow up to a certain age and then stop growing. Cell division in most organisms is of two types. Okay, so the cell division is either mitosis or meiosis. So mitosis takes place in normal cells that are vegetative or non-reproductive cells of the body. It is responsible for the growth of organisms, whereas meiosis is the type of cell division which occurs only in the reproductive parts of the body. It is a common observation that a child has some features of the mother and other ones of the father. In the meiotic division, which is responsible for the passing on the characters from the two parents to the child. So now we come to know that what exactly gives us the features of our parents. It is the division, cell division, and the meiotic division, which is responsible for passing of the characters from the parent to the children. So children, we have completed this chapter. In the next segment, we will complete the exercises of this chapter. Till then, stay tuned and comment for your queries. Thank you.